Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything, but actually we know nothing. It's been the international break. A lot of teams have gone through a lot of injuries, a lot of suspensions. As you can tell, like every other good team, our team has also not been left unscathed. We are now down to three pundits only. When just the previous week we were talking about how we had such a strength in depth. But now it's just the three of us. It's Liverpool fan Yinren, Newcastle fan Manjun, and myself, Mark. I'm a Fulham fan. So this week, we've actually been discussing before, there were quite a lot of interesting games coming up, especially one that's sort of a top of the table clash. I think it's quite fair to start with this first. Leicester are top of the table. They visit Liverpool, who are unbeaten at Anfield in, if I'm not wrong, 63 or 64, that the Liverpool fan can tell me.
I don't know. Like
It's got broken in,
in 3.5 years, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were also discussing before, Liverpool and Leicester are, decimated by injuries. Leicester have gone without Soyuncu and Johnny Evans for quite a while.
A lot of
I think their recent buy, Fofana, also has been injured. So, not quite sure who they'll play at centre-back. But, it's been well documented that Liverpool also have had their own defensive injuries as well. So, Yinren, you still confident Liverpool will be able to get the win despite all these injuries? I'm not even sure who you will play at the back.
I guess Joel Matip and Nathaniel Phillips. But other than that, both the fullbacks are also out. So I think that's more of a... Okay, maybe not more of a problem, but I think it's just the whole back four. It's like it's a completely new back four, and it's not, none of them are really first team except for Matip. And so it'll be interesting to see how they do. But I
would say that I think it would be probably Tsimikas at left back, or would you say still James Milner at left back?
That one I'm really not sure. And I think for Milner also, I think for right back, I don't know if they're gonna play like Neco Williams or something, which is like like he's a youngster he hasn't played much, but I think Milner can play anywhere, and because there's so many areas that he can play in, right, I don't really know where he's gonna go. So
that's true also.
I think Henderson also, like even Jordan Henderson's out in the midfield. Thiago, I don't know whether he'll be back or not. Like he looks like he may be back, but maybe you also don't want to risk that, right? And then also I don't know, maybe they want to put Milner in midfield or something.
Leicester are quite in form also. So it's not like, it's something that you can just plaster over the cracks and it's just Leicester kind of thing.
Well, I think it's sort of, I mean, they're in form. Liverpool's doing quite well recently also. And both our backlines are shit. So maybe you just have to see who can score more goals.
But I guess one silver lining, right, is that since Wesley Fofana is out, that means the Lao Jiao, the Lao To, Wes Morgan will probably be playing. I guess that's something they can exploit because he's not very fast. He's quite old.
Is he like fourth choice at Leicester?
I think he's fourth choice behind the Soyuncu, Evans and Fofana.
I mean, out of I think you can say it's sort of a comparison of both squad strength in depth also. I think I'm quite confident Liverpool have probably the better strength in depth. Leicester also have the equal amount of injuries. It's just that their backups are not as good.
I think not a lot of people are talking about the front line. I mean, not injuries, but like Salah's out for the game because of coronavirus. Just have to just waiting for Firmino to catch it also. Then the whole front three catch it already. Then don't have to worry about that.
Okay. This herd immunity thing.
Yeah, the front three herd immunity. but no one's been talking about that because I think our strength in that department is quite good also, right? Because Jota's been doing well. Then now you don't have to worry about how do we fit four of them into the formation, or just let him have a run of games for these few weeks and see how it goes. Yeah.
I think because of the international break, we sort of skipped over this. But previously the last match week, Liverpool did face Man City, and they did play all four. I mean, you were remarking how you were a bit surprised that it's sort of a gung-ho approach, putting all four on the field at once. Firmino was sort of playing a withdrawn, very, very withdrawn striker role. So to accommodate all four, it's sort of a 4-2-4, but not really also.
Don't think so, actually. I mean, obviously he drops back quite a lot, but it really feels like, when you're attacking, it's like a 4-2-4, but when you're defending, it's a 4-4-2. Not even a 4-4-2. Like it's a 4-4-2 block, but sometimes it becomes a 4-3-3. It's very weird. It's like they'll see like which side the Man City players are attacking from, right? Then you just drop back from just that side. So it becomes like a 4-3-3, yeah.
Do you think that's if all four are, without no coronavirus, everything, do you think that's a way forward for Liverpool?
I don't know. I think you still have to see more of them together to get a sense of it. But as it stands, it didn't look bad, but I also feel that it may not necessarily be good. It feels like you try to put like too many cooks like in the kitchen or something, then it gets a bit messy, right? And you like mess with the dynamics a bit.
Yeah. So I get the sense that most of us are quite confident here as to Liverpool win.
I think it'll be 3-1 Liverpool.
No, I'll still say Liverpool lah. I mean, I go for a 2-1 Liverpool win.
I
was thinking 2-1 also.
1 Leicester.
and go for
I want to be braver.
No, I think these are easy points to pick up. I won't risk it on this.
Easy points to pick up for Liverpool.
I would say also
for himself.
No, easy points to pick up in our own table.
Oh.
In our own table, correct. And it's very close, by the way. So cannot.
Oh, you're counting the points,
Yeah. I mean, it's just that currently I'm not sure where to put it. I think I'll put it like at the front of the episode or something.
I didn't know.
How did you do last week?
How did who do last week?
Us.
Basically, right. Basically, it was more or less me, you as in Yinren, and Kim more or less tied lah. Manjung ran away with me last week.
I got prediction
I think
correct.
he had quite a few.
Oh really?
You had quite a few exact scores.
But how you count the points in the end? 3-1-0 is it? How do you count the points?
Yeah. That means 3 points for exact, 1 point.
1 point for win
outcome,
correct winner. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I didn't even check
Although
my scores.
after last week we introduced Kimberly's rule. If you predict a AOS correctly, then
that game was so disappointing.
5 points lah.
I'm so disappointed by that game. I watched the whole game.
We will get to that a bit later also. I think to round this up, can I just say I'll go for Liverpool 2-1 win also. For those of you who for the 19 people who routinely watch our YouTube show, if you're concerned that Kimberly won't get her results, her predictions, right, I will make sure I'll get her predictions and still put it up, even though she's not in the episode. So we can go next to what Manjun mentioned, one of the teams that really disappointed, not just him, I think disappointed most of us. We were all predicting Spurs to run up the score against West Brom. Probably they won't be running up the score this week. They face Man City at home. It's probably, I would say, actually a bigger game than Liverpool-Leicester. But Spurs do have some players out. Man City also do have some players out. So Man City is still without Aguero.
Liverpool, Leicester are 2 title winners.
Okay, we don't have any Spurs fan here to defend them though. Yeah.
See, BK suddenly joined the chat.
Wait,
back to the game.
Yeah, and I think Spurs are out with. I think Son Heung-min is
in
quarantine or something, and Matt Doherty is out injured. Yeah, something like that.
I think
that's
Matt
why Jose Mourinho was whining about it.
I think Matt Doherty has COVID.
Something like that.
Something like that. So sad.
It's actually an interesting game. Quite hard to predict.
Yeah, I mean Harry Kane is still in lah. Yeah.
But can he do it alone?
Yeah lor.
I thought they are pair,
This is the thing lah. Yeah.
He has no one to assist. He has no one to assist him also.
Yeah.
I guess probably it will be like what Lucas Moura
Lucas Moura.
Or what's their new striker Carlos Vinicius.
Oh, actually I never seen much of him, but I heard it's good, right?
Yeah, I mean a lot of this country
we
don't know.
He looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they can't do it without Son, to be fair. Like, I've always thought in the past few seasons he was their best player. I mean, Harry Kane's good lah, but I think for the recent few seasons he hasn't really like been as good as before, right? Like this past couple of seasons, it was Son that was seeing the line. He was injured quite a lot. I mean, Harry Kane was injured quite a lot also. Yeah, and lor. So now that you mentioned, if Son is out, I don't see a way Spurs can win Man City.
Oh, were you if Son was in, you would be predicting a Spurs win now?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Oh, but then again, now that I'm looking at the Man City injury list, right? I mean, Aguero's out, the Sterling's out also. Then it's like
Sterling is doubtful lah. We don't know.
Yeah. A lot of it is like that. Well, but Ferran Torres recently scored a hat-trick in the international, so who knows? Maybe he's like the next star to kick to permanently bench Sergio Aguero. But never mind, he already sitting in the medical room most of the time. So
yeah. A bit sad though. Like he looked at one point he was going to be like getting close to Alan Shearer's record, but it looks like that will remain quite
Harry Kane will take him, right?
in that
I mean,
sense.
if he plays
But
still
you never
Alan
know
Shearer's
lah.
age, then he has 10 years left in him. He
Yeah.
more enough time to overtake him. But in terms of predictions, we can't say I wouldn't say AOS for this also. If Spain can beat Germany 16, I don't see why
Oh,
Man City.
They,
You all can say first. Mark, you can predict first.
yeah.
Actually,
Hard to say.
like you said, I was also tempted to go for a freak score also. But I think, to be honest, when there's Mourinho, it's very hard to predict a freak score. He probably won't let that happen now.
I mean, even with Guardiola
I'll
also,
go.
he plays a lot of like possession and control, right? So
Although I would say Guardiola does have quite a lot of like big defeats recently, I would say. I'll go 2-1 Man City. Seems a bit safe, but yeah.
But you can't win
Go for
points
good
with safe scores, you know.
Yeah.
I'll go for
That's
1-1
true.
draw.
I mean, 1-1 draw. Actually, from Manjun's so far his points tally from week to week, right? It goes to show if he goes all out, right? He finished bottom in match week 7, but he finished top in match week 8. So
That's right.
that's
That's right.
does have good and bad.
Wow, can't say that. I'm thinking whether it will be a ball draw, just like the previous game.
The cancel out game.
Yeah.
I think
And
so.
you see the way that Spurs play with West Brom, and West Brom already played quite well. So I'm thinking if like Man City can actually destroy them in midfield or something like that.
But both sides don't have Harry Kane's around, but like their main goal scorers not really around.
Yeah, I think I give the fact that Spurs is home. I mean, I go for a 3-1 Spurs.
Okay. Well, that will really put like Spurs in like title contention. Like people will be talking about it.
But it'll last for 1 week, but then next week they'll start losing again, probably. That's how they
Not
always
sure
do
who
it.
they're facing. I mean, you can just go and see who they're facing the following.
I think
week,
even in next week they face like Burnley, they probably lose also.
they will
that's
face
the-
Burnley, so don't worry.
That's the most Arsenal thing. Remember last week I was talking, I was like, after they win Man U, then I'm like, they're gonna do the most Arsenal thing and lose to Aston Villa. Then like, then they got wrecked.
I think that's a good segue. This is probably the third biggest match this week. Arsenal on the road, they visit Ellen Road to face Leeds United. So Leeds, I think, have actually sort of tailed off a bit. They've lost their last 2, if I'm not wrong. But against Arsenal, almost anything can happen. Like last week or so, Arsenal turned up and got spanked by Aston Villa. I think that's the nicest way to put it. 3-0.
Were they at home some more?
Yeah, Arsenal.
Yeah, they're home some more.
Oh, that was it was fun to watch. AFTV people raging. It's like
yeah. From 1 week to the next cannot be more different.
Yeah. And it's like made all the more like worse because of the previous week results, So it's like from the high, right? Then you just go to like the bottom, just like I think Arsenal, recently their record away has improved under Arteta, but in general their away form damn bad, right? At some point they were like the bottom club in the league for away form, So
yeah.
So and then now it's like away against Leeds, and then I don't know, but I feel like is it too much to ask for if they lose 2 games in a row against
to lose to Leeds?
Just go for it. Just go for it.
I'll go for a draw. Because I can't see them losing 2 weeks in a row. I think it'll be 2-2.
2-2, wow,
Okay,
that's quite a nice score.
Arsenal 2.
It's so hard to predict.
A bit of a reminder, El Neni is out also.
Nani is out.
Whatever lah, nobody cares lah. It's like they say, this player play well, that player play well, but in the end also all trash one. So
I think so. That will mean midfield 2 of Thomas Partey and everyone's favourite captain Granit Xhaka.
Everyone's favourite captain. Is he still captain? No more already, right? So Aubameyang now.
Really, yeah. Okay, favourite ex-captain. It's Aubameyang. Do I dare to go Arsenal back-to-back defeats? I mean, Kimberly has pointed this out many times, right? But I haven't gotten an Arsenal result right yet. I'm starting to feel as if Leeds maybe. I mean, we've said this. Manju has said this before on the previous episode that Leeds will tail off at a certain point. I think I'll go Arsenal win. Kimberly will kill me for this. Arsenal 1.
Good job.
How much though?
2-1.
2-1.
Oh, Manju, you need to go the opposite way.
No, man, no. Actually, I agree with him. I think Leeds will just die off now and just fight for relegation for the rest of the season. I think I go for a 3-0.
3-0 Arsenal.
3-0 Arsenal win.
Oh.
Yeah, because I have lost my faith. I have jumped down the bandwagon for Leeds United. If Leeds start losing, do you think Marcelo Bielsa will get fired?
No lah.
I think to be honest, it really depends how bad it gets. Because Bielsa's teams do have that kind of reputation where they tail very badly towards the end of the season. So I think they might be tempted. Let's say, for example, like say in March, if they are still in danger, I think they might do.
Oh, March a bit near really the ending of the season. Really.
I don't think they'll be like cut adrift at the bottom lah. So I think in March they will still be in a salvageable position. So then they will still think they won't. I don't think they'll go down the Sam Allardyce route.
I was going to say that. You can ask Big Sam.
Yeah, I think the Sam Allardyce route is there's definitely one team prime for that. It's probably West Brom. But yeah.
Oh yeah, West Brom hasn't won. Oh yeah, 3 teams haven't won a game yet this season. That's so sad.
It's also our hashtag keep Ole at the job.
Nice.
Manchester United vs West Brom. Ole did keep his job last time out. He beat Everton. Well, Man U beat Everton. So this time Man U are at home against West Brom. Normally you would say this is a home banker lah, but Man U have been nothing short of terrible at home. So do you think, despite the odds, West Brom have any chance at taking something away from this game?
I don't think so. No matter I can't see a way where Man U will lose. I don't
think so.
It may be a draw, but in the form that West Brom is in, right? It's this kind of thing, right? Once you're on a downward roll, right, you just roll all the way on it. Like if you're on a bad unlucky streak or a bad streak, right? Like everything just goes against you. It's like regardless of whether Man U play well or not, they'll like confirm sneak in like a goal somewhere to win the game.
Bruno Fernandes penalty.
Yeah,
yes,
confirm
that is the way. in the 110 minute, he got penalty.
110 again.
I think it'll be a win, maybe 1-0.
1-0 only.
1-0. And I think even if Man U draw with West Brom, probably Ole won't be in any danger. I mean, people will still slack him off and all that lah. But unless he loses to West Brom, then maybe.
I think if he loses West Brom, but then he will still have a Champions League run. Then that will save him.
They're really pushing.
They probably reach the semi-finals in the Champions League, and they beat Bayern.
Semi-finals is quite fast. I think I will also go for a Man U win. I'll go 2-0 lah.
No, I'm trying to convince myself maybe West Brom can get a result, but but they're playing away and they don't get any points at all. Away
from anything.
Anything, yeah. Even the good games they play against like Spurs and like Chelsea, they're all home games. I go for a bigger score. I go for like 4-1, 4-1 Man U. I
mean, Man U did score 3 against Everton, so
yeah
you never know lah. I mean, this could be a game where Rashford score Anthony Martial is back, so maybe he will score also. That kind of game.
I think the front 5 can just take turns to score this game.
Then you can see all your Man United friends sharing on Facebook. Hey, this is what Man United are all about.
We are back.
Yeah. Then Rio Ferdinand will be like, sign him up.
Give him a contract for as long as he wants.
But get the contract out, put it on the table, let him sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants to put on there. Ollie's at the wheel, man. He's doing it. He's doing his thing. Man United are back.
Newcastle, Chelsea first.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because they are still the other big team we haven't talked about. I mean, Chelsea have sort of quietly gone about their way, looking sort of being a bit more defensively solid, I would say. Now they face Newcastle, who are now possibly without Callum Wilson.
To be honest, even if Callum Wilson plays, I don't think there's any chance that we get any result from this.
Okay.
We only attack if we play average teams at home. But once a good team comes to the place, then it doesn't matter.
Then Steve Bruce he goes full.
He'll go for his full 4-5-3-2 formation. It's so horrible. Oh my god. Yeah.
But you have to against Chelsea, no choice.
I mean, I'm sure there are better ways to play against Chelsea than to just put 5 defenders in the back. And I think there was one game I did against it was against Wolves that he played in midfield. He played Ryan Fraser, Miguel Almiron, and Sam Maximin together, and it's so weird. It's just three boys running around in the midfield.
Yeah, it's just more or less quite similar players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that Liverpool's midfield? Just 3 players running around.
But not exactly true also. I mean, they have some that are more defensively solid. I would say none of the 3, Ryan Fraser, Almiron, and who's the last one, Sam Maximin, are very defensively astute. So yeah,
I'll say Miguel Almiron is quite good defensively. He's a
a
small boy who puts in the work because he knows he cannot score goals or see. So he said, okay, I put more effort into it. And maybe it's maximum McCall injured. Because every time someone touch him, or he goes on the floor, I'm so scared.
Okay.
He always starts limping. Oh my god.
Yeah, got extra points, predicting injury.
I think he'll go off injured. Okay,
We can we can award you a point now if Maximin comes off injured.
You can award me 2 points because I'm going to have 2 predictions. I think he's going to come out injured.
Okay.
And Newcastle going to have a red card.
Wow.
Some way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think,
sure.
I think
You
it'll
have
be
this special
yeah.
offer for you.
I think it'll be like Fabian Share or something like that. I'll get a red card.
Fabian Shea.
Yeah.
Sounds possible.
Like we are 1-0 down, then suddenly get a red card. Then we go down 2-0.
Chelsea, yeah, like you mentioned, they've quietly gone along with like improving their form and everything, right? Before that, really, it's like they were trying to find a balance between like their defense and attack. Right? Their defense was shit, but then when they try to defend, then their attack becomes shit. But now it's like sort of fixed it already, and I think they've really hit their stride in the past few games. So a lot of wins, and even in the games that they don't win, it's always also a clean sheet, right? So. Yeah, so I think they've really hit their stride. They'll go on. I feel like they'll go on quite a run, and especially because the previous game also it was the first time they played all their new signings, right? 6 of them or something, and they did pretty well. And they were saying how Hakim Ziyech was damn good. So I think it'll be 3-0 Chelsea.
Okay, so I guess this is the one where we're just talking about how big
Many
the
goals.
score. Okay, I don't think Newcastle can score this. I'll match Yinren's result. I'll go 3-0 Chelsea.
3-0. Actually, do you all prefer, if you all have a team, do you all prefer starting Tammy Abraham or Callum Wilson?
Wow, that one,
It's the fight for the 6th-best striker in England.
I think Tammy Abraham.
Yeah.
So say for example, don't talk about like which club he's
maybe
at,
Fulham.
we are
Maybe Fulham. You
managing
got a
that
chance
kind of
to sign either Tammy Abraham or Callum
thing. Or
Wilson.
who would I want?
Yeah, who do you think is a better?
I would say Callum Wilson.
I mean, he's very
I would say
quite
Callum
versatile.
Wilson because I think his conversion
can score
rate
with
is
his backside.
better.
Can score with his head.
Yeah.
Can score with his head. Can score.
Correct. Yeah, like if you put the ball in the box, there's a chance he will score. Whereas I think for Tammy Abraham, I feel like he needs a lot of chances to eventually score. I think at Chelsea he's able to do that because Chelsea will eventually get a lot of chances anyway. But I think that's why I think it's quite hard to answer in terms of which kind of club. Because to be honest, like if it was at say Liverpool, I think maybe Tammy Abraham would be better, a bit more athletic than Callum Wilson. Well, one team that has been having the habit of losing after their good start to the season, they started with 4 wins, 1 draw, but now they've gone on 3 back-to-back losses. Everton travelled to Fulham. Noticeably, I think Manjun actually said that his pick for this season's one-hit wonder is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So do you think that he would still be able to score against Fulham this weekend?
Against Fulham's defense? That's very good. I mean, I would say Fulham has been quite steady in the past few weeks. Like they haven't been conceding like 3 or 4 goals. It's always been 1 goal, 2 goals. Even last week's loss is against 1-0 to West Ham. And it's James Rodriguez already.
But the main reason they've been that weak because James is back, Richarlison is back, Lucas Dean is back as well. Basically, almost all their players that have been out for those 3 games are all back as well. So you have to sort of take that into consideration.
Time to see if the run of bad games was like a fluke, or like because of injury,
Right,
or their run at the start was a fluke.
Mark, you can predict first. See how brave you are.
Okay. How brave I am. To be honest, I think we'll lose this. I somehow don't see Fulham being able to get anything out of this. I mean, I don't know if you follow much about the internationals, but Mitrovic missed the penalty which could have put Serbia through to the goals. He missed it. I think that's going to be quite a confidence. There's going to be quite a lot of confidence out of him. He's not, to be honest, like you can say that the game against which game was it? Sheffield United could have been a one-off, but I think now it's sort of starting to be a bit worrying. I'm going to predict Everton win this 2-0 because I think Everton, you sort of have to give them a chance. I mean, James is back, Richarlison is back, and that can make a big difference as well. Calvert-Lewin up by himself the last few games, seemed quite isolated. Gylfi Sigurdsson a bit past it already. Yeah, so I think Everton will get back to their winning ways. It won't be a fluke the first few games.
I think I have to agree. I mean, I try and find reasons to downgrade Everton so that maybe Fulham can get some points from this game. But I think also maybe, I mean, if Richarlison does play and the players do all come back, yeah, maybe I think comfortable Everton win, I would say. But I mean, I think Fulham will score one consolation goal, maybe like 4-1
Okay.
Everton.
Oh,
Okay.
I think 1-0 Everton.
I think one of the teams that we really like talking about more than most teams, Aston Villa, plays Brighton.
I think Ollie Watkins deserves a call lah. I would say, I mean, straight to it lah. I think Aston Villa will win lah. Yeah, and I don't think at Brighton they have any difference makers. And Aston Villa, there are 4 of them. I feel 2-1 Aston Villa
Aston
win.
Villa.
Oh, but going for Aston Villa win is a bit too mainstream.
Too obvious.
Yeah, a bit too
Brighton
obvious.
win.
Maybe it'll be a draw lah.
This
Feels
okay.
like a very drawy game. And Brighton has been drawing also.
It
so
does actually feel like a drawy game.
I think 1-1 1-1.
I think I haven't gone for many draws, so this will be my draw lah. I'll go 1-1 also. Every week there's always a hipster game of the week. I think this week is Wolves Southampton.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
both
bad.
teams have been
Southampton
playing
doing
very
quite well leh. I think that's a good label for this kind of games. The hipster game. It's like always the traditionally not big teams that are doing well, right? And then like sort of have good reps around them. Oh, I think we have to go for a draw again.
We will count after this how many draws we've gone, but I don't know.
I think you like 7 draws.
But
Yeah.
yeah. We've only done 7 games, but okay. I think we still got 2 more.
Okay, I think Southampton form going a bit too well for them. I think Wolves may win.
Wow.
A bit too well. Okay.
Wow. I didn't see it coming. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot keep going for draws. Wolves win. Wolves win. Need to have some upset. I think 2-1 Wolves.
Okay. I think Che Adams can also quad for England. Not too bad.
You think England caught 50 players?
Everybody, yeah.
No, now you look at it, there's so many quality English strikers. No wonder they cannot pick. No wonder Gareth Southgate cannot pick.
Huh?
But
got who? What the hell? Harry Kane. The rest all just.
okay,
Not
Ollie
really.
Watkins.
I mean,
I think all
Che
these-
Adams.
Okay, all
And
these
Ings.
are good enough to be like
the mid.
3rd or 4th lah, but this will not be good enough to start one.
Yeah, it's only Harry Kane, no man.
But I think I'm a bit here. Maybe I'm leaving the Leeds United bandwagon and jumping on the Southampton bandwagon. So it'll be a 2-0 Southampton.
Okay. Challenging to predict because it's not as if Southampton's defense has been that good. Even though I said that it was a bit fluky, they conceded 3 against Villa, but they conceded 3 against Chelsea also. Even though there's not been many glaring mistakes lah, but I think they have the tendency to take their eye off the ball during games. Yeah, I guess another way is to put capitulate also. But I think I may go for more draws than Yinren. We have to count this after that. But I'm going for a draw also. Sheffield United face West Ham. These 2 clubs sort of have some sort of history between them. I think if you remember, there was one season West Ham got Carlos Tevez and Mascherano, like sort of illegally. And Sheffield United went down that season. They sort of wanted West Ham to get a point deduction. And I think West Ham won on the last day, 1-0 against Man U. Yeah, like Carlos Tevez scored. And from then on, Sheffield United have been a bit unhappy with West Ham. But other than that, there's not really much to say about this game, I think.
Wow, maybe another draw. Yeah, I think it's a draw. I think 0-0 this game.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm feeling very generous. I gotta let Sheffield have their first win of the season. Maybe, I think 1-0 Sheffield. I think probably some tap-in goal by McBurney, something like that. Some lousy goal.
Lousy.
I think it's right. I also think this will be Sheffield United's first win. But then, I kind of don't really want that to happen. I want them to stay down there for a while. So I also go draw again. No lah. I think this time I'll go Sheffield United 2-1 win. I think West Ham.
Oh, they're scoring 2 goals.
Where it coming from?
It's not one goal very
It's
difficult.
not as if Sheffield United have been playing very badly. Like they're not like Burnley type bad. I think possibly they might get a win here. This is everybody's on most boring game of the match week. Burnley face Crystal Palace. I don't know. Sekali this will be like what 3-3. You never know also.
I think 3-1 Palace.
Unlikely, but yeah.
Could this be the week where all bottom 3 teams get the win? Do you think that's possible? But I don't see Crystal Palace losing. Because
Wait, do you say all 3 bottom 3 teams? But West Brom will have to win against Man U.
I'm going to change it now. 1-0 West Brom. I don't know. Let me see.
Change it.
Okay, I think I'll go for a draw for this. My first draw this week, but yeah, for a draw.
Possibly.
I think this will be a 0-0 This is a 0-0 return over it.
Okay. I think I'll go the same. I think this will also be a keep saying Burnley will have 0-0 draws. Never mind lah. It's been working so far. Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 0 lah.
So what's the table now? Like our prediction table.
I think we are more or less quite equal points lah. Like it's still very. I mean, it's only been 2 match weeks lah. It's still very.
Two only.
much
Oh,
difference
okay.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'll definitely get the results from King. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this episode where we've predicted match week 9 results. You can tell us your own predictions or what you think about our predictions as well. Hopefully you enjoy this weekend's games. Even though we know nothing, hopefully today you've learned something. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.